My teaser trailer was quite conventional as it stayed within the traditional roles of horror. I used young actors which came across through mise-en-scène. Costume was a key way to portray young characters as well as language. My actors wore clothing which I felt fitted the latest trend. For example, one of my characters wore a backpack that nowadays seen as a fashionable item. In addition to this, the use of informal language implies to the audience that the characters are young. Using young actors stays within the traditional ways of horror as seen in my teaser trailer research. Most of the characters were young adults. Looking at other teaser trailers within the genre of horror, the majority didn't use any voiceovers, but the use of text instead, as a way of informing the viewers about key information. The key information included director, tagline, and date of film. All of the teaser trailers I looked at did inform the viewers about who the actors were and if they starred in any other film. Based on the research, I used the same type of format because it allowed me to give out key information, and as I am not a professional director who doesn't have any famous actors, that particular information wasn't necessary, as seen in other teaser trailers. Both my film poster and magazine cover were quite simple. However, I wanted to stay with conventions. Through research, I saw that the pictures used looked quite unnatural. For my film poster, I used a layout from Media Studies, as I felt it was quite simple but eerie. For my magazine cover, I created my own layout because I wanted to stay with conventions but keep it simple, as it allowed the audience to focus on the photo. The combination of my ancillary text and my main product, in my opinion, was quite effective. For example, I used the same person in all three products. I also wrote the main actor's name on all products to show a clear link. Through the use of colour, I thought there also was a clear link because the colours were quite similar. In addition to this, I made sure the title and the tagline looked similar within the product. Research has shown me that linking products together is very important as it allows the viewers to identify the film, despite if it's the magazine cover, the film poster, or the teaser trailer. Audience feedback was significantly important, as it showed me areas where I needed to improve on. I placed my teaser trailer on YouTube where everyone was able to comment. However, because I wanted comments from my target audience, I conducted another focus group, where I showed my teaser trailer, magazine cover, and film poster. I then gave each participant a survey, in which they had to rate the product and add further comments. This helped me a lot as it highlighted improvement, which then led to my final products. Through the feedback, a frequent comment was I needed to make my storyline clearer, so I decided to change scenes that wasn't clear. On the other hand, the majority liked the use of text and music, as the music helped add tension and suspense, and the text helped them understand the plot better. I use WordPress to blog all my research and plans. This allowed me to have all my work in one place so I was able to access work if necessary. To conduct my focus group, I used YouTube. This allowed me to show my target audience 3 different teaser trailers. Using YouTube allowed me to pause, rewind, and stop in order for the audience to get a good understanding. To record my focus group, I used a voice memo app on my iPhone. This allowed me to record sound clearly and for a long period of time. In order to put all my research and planning down on paper, like my storyboard, I used a scanner to scan all my work in, and then I was able to place them on the blog. For the research concerning my magazine cover and film poster, I used Google to find appropriate templates that I could look at to help me understand the conventions and take ideas from my own. Google was easily accessible and straightforward to use, therefore I didn't waste much time assessing my sources. To make my teaser trailer, I used a JVC camcorder. The camcorder allowed me to pick up different shots and angles very easily, and it was also very light to carry around. To pick up sounds, I used a microphone and a boom pole. The uses of this particular equipment allowed me to pick up my actor's sound without the interference of any extraneous noise. The tripod allowed me to do clean shots like panning. It also allowed me to alter my actor's props while keeping the camcorder in a particular place, which I found helpful. When making my magazine cover, I used Photoshop. Photoshop, being a sophisticated program for editing, gave me all relevant tools I needed, such as the magic wand and masking. However, I did find adding text was more complicated, so I decided to add text on Microsoft PowerPoint. But overall, I found the functions of both programs a good way to create the magazine cover. To make my film poster, I decided to use the same picture as what I used for my magazine cover, but this time on PowerPoint, because I wanted the film poster to be simple but have the conventions of the horror genre. All I needed to do was add text, and I again found this program was more easier to use because the tools such as word art were more straightforward and I was more familiar with it. When it came time to edit, I used the software program Final Cut. This program allowed me to cut parts of the scene I didn't quite want. Also, I was able to slow down or make scenes faster. This was important as it allowed me to keep in a time limit of 1.5 minutes. I also used Motion to create text, as this software was less complicated and it allowed me to illustrate horror through text.